All right, today we are diving deep into the playbook of entrepreneur Iman Gadzhi. We're going to do that by taking a look at a really high-stakes business trip he took to New York City. Now, this was no vacation, let me tell you. It was a full-on strategic mission to lock down a business empire that's just expanding like crazy. So, let's get right into it.
And this quote from Gadzhi himself, man, it just sets the perfect tone. You can feel the intensity, right? It really captures the ambition that's fueling this whole trip. We're talking about going all in, pushing every limit to see what he and his team can actually pull off.
So here's the game plan for how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the trip itself, the NYC Blitz. Then we'll get into the two massive pillars of his strategy, the payment engine and the AI teammate. After that, we'll explore his core philosophy, the Gadzhi doctrine, and wrap up with the single biggest bottleneck he's facing right now.
Okay, first up, the NYC Blitz. The whole point of this 5-day trip to New York, it all came down to one word: alignment. Gadzhi was on the ground, in person, making sure everyone was on the same page for his two huge ventures, WAP and LRA, especially while they were going through some major office expansions.
So let's talk about the first pillar of this empire, WAP. You can think of it as the literal engine, the foundational infrastructure for a whole economy. It's a payment and delivery platform built from the ground up for people selling digital products and knowledge. It's the plumbing that makes it all work.
And if you want to understand just how big this thing is getting, just look at this number: $8.9 million. That's how much money users on WAP earned and tracked during just one 90-day competition they ran. The amount of money flowing through this platform is just staggering.
And check this out. This chart really puts it into perspective for the individual user. During that same 90-day competition, the single top earner on the platform pulled in over $878,000. That is almost $1 million in 3 months, all processed through WAP. Insane.
And you know what? They're not just watching people succeed, they're actively rewarding it. The prize pool for this competition was $250,000. We're talking a McLaren for the grand prize winner, Rolex watches for the runners-up. This just screams confidence in their users and the value they're all creating together.
And if you had any doubt about the level of ambition here, this quote just says it all. Gadzhi is not just trying to build another payment processor. No. He's aiming for something he thinks will be 10 times bigger than what Shopify did for e-commerce. It's a whole new playbook.
Okay, now let's pivot to the second pillar, and this one is all about the future of work. It's a company called LRA, and it's Gadzhi's huge bet on an AI venture that wants to completely flip the script on how we do online meetings.
So what exactly is LRA? Well, they've created what they call an AI teammate. The name's Lero. And that word teammate is absolutely crucial here. See, this isn't just another passive tool that records your calls. Lero is designed to actually join the call, chime in when you need it to, and, this is the big part, actually push the work forward after the meeting is over.
And this slide really nails the difference. You know those standard AI note takers? They're passive, a bit awkward, and they spit out a long transcript you probably never look at again. LRA wants to be the exact opposite. It's interactive, you can trigger it right there on the call, and it's built from the ground up to actually do things.
So here's a look at how it actually works. First, the AI, Lero, joins your call like any other person. During the meeting, you can literally say, "Lero, validate this," or ask it a question. Then, after the call, it gives you a list of things it thinks should be done. And then, in this kind of Tinder-like workflow, you just swipe left or right to approve or deny the tasks. Lero then goes and does the ones you greenlight.
And yeah, the market is definitely paying attention. LRA just closed a $6 million funding round that put its valuation at $40 million. That is a massive signal of confidence from investors who believe in this vision of AI that doesn't just take notes, but takes action.
Okay, so you've got these two massive companies scaling up super fast. How in the world does Gadzhi manage his role in all of this? Well, he lives by what he calls the player, coach, and owner doctrine. It's a 3-part philosophy that basically defines his entire business ecosystem. This table lays it all out beautifully. As the player, he's in the trenches, running his own digital product businesses and, get this, breaking sales records on the very platform he co-owns. As the coach, he runs Consultant.com, advising other businesses on how to win. And finally, as the owner, he co-owns WOP, the entire league where everyone else is playing. It's this incredible, self-reinforcing system.
But here's the thing. Even with this killer strategy, huge customer demand, and all the money he needs, Gadzhi says there is one single critical bottleneck that's slowing down the growth of his entire empire.
And there you have it, straight from the source. The biggest problem isn't money, it's not finding customers. It's finding the right people. Specifically, finding enough top-tier engineers to build out the next generation of LRA and his other ventures as quickly as they need to.
So, what's the solution? This is the crucial part. He's planning to leverage his massive personal brand, his public profile, and turn it into a recruiting machine. He's basically betting that by sharing the mission and the journey, he can attract the absolute best talent, the kind of people who would normally go to, Google or Apple. And really, that's the big question this whole thing leaves us with. In a world where you can find money and you can find customers, has a founder's personal brand become the ultimate weapon, not just for getting sales, but for winning the brutal, intense war for the best people in the world? It's definitely something to think about.